Miami, they've won 3 in a row. Started with a win against Sacramento. Then in L.A., they were impressive in Oklahoma City, their last victory. And we are underway. Jimmy Butler, shovel pass over to Nunn. Raptors lost the first meeting on January 20th in Tampa, 111-102. Then on January 22nd, Raptors won it 101-81, and the three-pointer is good. And we know this, Duncan Robinson can shoot the three, Jack.
Oh, he's marvelous from behind the arc, 39%, but if he gets clean looks, he's at another level.
OG Anunoby on the inside with a slam dunk. And the Toronto Raptors and the Heat underway. Duncan, the only Heat player to start all 31 games this season.
I think that tells you a little something about their record.
Raptors, when you look at their starting five, the same essentially could be said with Fred VanVleet. Has 33 starts, and he's the only player. Raptors are 16-16, and the call reversed. Our three officials, Kane Fitzgerald, Gediminas Petraeus, and Brett Nansel.
I never understood why they let the refs just go grab the ball out of the refs' hands and inbound it.
You gotta be nice, Jack.
Forget being nice. There's no nice on the schoolyard.
Here's Robinson has made 2 threes.
Open looks.
Duncan Robinson made 6 on Monday.
Those are layups
in Oklahoma City. He has been a sharpshooter since entering the NBA. This is his 3rd season. Kyle Lowry, great to see Kyle back. Lowry missed 4 games with a left thumb injury. Pascal, and instead of going at Robinson, he fades, and that jumper doesn't go. Miami up by 4 early. Up fake, spinning around, Bam Adebayo. OG doing a solid job. Here's Fred quickly. Pascal now cruising. Siakam in the corner. Powell drives end line, and he's fouled. They're going to actually call a foul on Norman Powell. Wow. I'm surprised by that. And now, wait a minute. Nansel and Gediminas, I believe, have 2 different visions of this. And Kane Fitzgerald comes over to have a word. And what do you think, Brett? What do you think, Gediminas? Well, I saw this, and Brett's saying, well, I saw that.
They might go
and so
let's see.
Blow by there, and there's definitely a foul.
Yep.
It's definitely on 55, and quite possibly even Kelly Olynyk on a reach-in. Kane Fitzgerald here. And double foul. That is... Go ahead, Jack. Say it.
That's a complete cop-out.
You sit on the council board advisory committee.
I'm not doing some council board Zoom meeting. I've been to Vegas and Chicago for those things. I want a free trip out of it.
Here's Nunn. Both end up with a foul.
They'll probably have it in like Secaucus, New Jersey, or some hot spot.
And Nunn dribbles it off of his leg, so Norman Powell picks up the foul. And Robinson a foul. Raptors down 4. It's a tough one. Major minutes last night for everyone but Kyle Lowry in this starting unit. OG fires away, and it's good. Anunoby on the season, 40%.
Only 21% since he got back, so that's a big shot for him, Matt.
Yep. Played the 2 games against Milwaukee and then Philly, and this being the 5th game back. OG with the rebound. Here's Kyle. Nick Nurse said he is under no minutes restrictions. He may play the most minutes tonight. Raptors, after tonight, they have 4. And Kyle misses the first free throw.
Lowry in the 4 games before he got hurt played well, Matt. 22 points, 5 assists, and shooting the ball north of 50%, so is at a high level.
Tied at 6. Raptors had won their last 16 without Kyle Lowry until last night. I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that, and Nick Nurse mentioned that prior to the start of this game, but he certainly pointed out the play of Fred VanVleet. Batted out, here's OG. None is back. Robinson back, Butler back, Kyle on the attack, and it's good. North Philly's finest back in action. And Nunn looked like he came to a running stop. And Anunoby on the inside.
Point of emphasis, they're really trying to go inside early, and plus they're really crashing on the offensive glass because of the lack of size for the Raptors. So you really got to put a body on people and win those 50-50 battles, those loose balls. To play it at such a high level compared to that 2-8 start. Getting him more minutes, more touches, more activity.
Had the season-high 31 last Friday in the second night of a back-to-back against the Wolves. There's Kyle Lowry connecting.
Surprising they dropped back, and he just was able to receive and shoot. Normally
39%. Three.
See that from Miami. I know they're good protecting the paint.
Wide open there.
Wow.
Pascal Siakam played major minutes last night, Jack. 42 plus. And Norman Powell, hard off the back of the iron. Lowry unable to come away with it. Here's Butler. Linux sends it now to Adebayo. Here's Adebayo. And Butler has it denied by OG. Once again, Kyle Lowry connects. Lowry, 9 of the Raptors' 14 points.
Well, he's the freshest guy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Might as well get him going early. Might need to ride him.
Fred played 37 last night. Norm played better than 35. Butler, short corner. Jay doesn't go. And a foul is called on OG.
Anunoby, that's his first foul, and here it is, Bam Adebayo to Butler. Get there, give it, Jenny! And then great job here. Siakam dropping a dime, Lowry, splash. Siakam, 2 assists already, averaging over 6 assists a game in the last 6.
The cut underneath and the foul. Lowry, his first foul. Robinson will head to the line. And Duncan Robinson at 20 City, and Kyle Lowry frustrated.
I think he was grabbing that thumb again, Matt. Got to keep an eye on that.
Missed 11 games last season with that left thumb injury. And it's wrapped, and it was wrapped heavily prior to the tip. Fred sends it to OG, ready to shoot. And the 3 doesn't go. Miami by 1. First game back in Miami for the Heat. Traveling west to east, sometimes that can be an issue. Norman Powell over to Pascal. Short trip, Jack. Tampa to Miami. Here's Kyle on the take. Sends it to Anunoby, end line behind the back, clock down. Pascal got his legs into it and connects, puck it and book it.
Paint touch, extra pass, swing, clean look. Well choreographed play. How about this, Matty D? 12 field goals by these two teams. All have been scored off of assists. Raps, look at this right here. Paint touch, swing, and then get rid of it. Bang, bang. Great job. That's excellent movement right there. And the Raptors 6 behind the arc. And Miami, they're very paint protection conscious, as are the Raptors. So when you go in there to drive it, they're going to converge to protect. You got to get the ball out quick, and then that next pass on the perimeter.
Bembry, DeAndre Bembry, in his 5th season at a St. Joe's, checks in, and he has played well. 14 consecutive games, he's played 17 or more minutes.
Baines in as well.
He has found a home in the rotation, and Kyle is on fire early, and he's going to head to the free throw line. Foul. Change, and it's going to be his first on Olynyk, and Kyle, dominant opening quarter.
Nice day here today in Toronto.
It was beautiful. Lowry, it was a great day, by the way, in Miami, Jack.
Well, don't rub it in. But it was a nice running day here.
From what I saw on the internet, here's Nunn getting to rim. Kyle.
I don't always believe what you read on the internet.
My sources, weather.com. And deflected, knocked away. And Goran Dragic is back. And Dragic lays it up and in. He's missed the last 9 games with a left ankle sprain. He's a difference maker.
Sure is. He was a big reason why they got to the NBA Finals last year.
Kyle turns, and Butler to close out. And Butler sends it back to Dragic. Here's Jimmy trying to work against Baines, and Baines the foul.
3 plays. Steals Siakam, block, and now draws a foul. Jimmy Butler. Look at that right here. He's in your area. You got to be very conscious of that point to wing pass, turning it into 2 points. And then he comes back and blocks a shot, and now he's at the line. So we talked about in the open, Matt. He's like that baseball 5-tool guy. He kind of can do it all. That's what he does. Maybe one number's not off the charts, but he impacts winning on a number of fronts.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Butler seeing his first action against the Toronto Raptors, as you see Boucher and Patrick McCall checking in for Toronto. His second game. McCall didn't play last night, and you see the difference. And Tyler Hero said he just settles everything down, Jimmy Butler, on both ends of the floor, and it's understandable, the 5-time All-Star. First 6 seasons with Chicago, then a year plus with Minnesota, 55 games with Philadelphia, in his second season with Miami, Jack.
It's amazing. In February, we showed it earlier, 9 rebounds, 9 assists a game almost. I mean, the guy just, wow, fun to play with. Unless you're a guy in Minnesota, they didn't like him.
Van Vliet, shot doesn't go.
He was pretty accurate. You know, you look how things...
A Wednesday night. Now here's Bembry. More than likely you'll see Nick Nurse go deep into his bench on the second night of a back-to-back. Here's Van Vliet. Good find. Boucher. Clock down. Sticky defense. Fred on time. Arrival. Fred Van Vliet.
Matt, you mentioned it's sticky D. That was terrific defense by Miami. That was a difficult possession by the Raptors, and they managed to get a good shot here, but ball swinging around, back end of the shot clock, beat the clock, Fred Van Vliet, splash. I think that relationship's just warming up.
That's like a chapter right there from OG, and you cannot discount this. 2-8 start, the shortened training camp, but the move. And we've talked about it so often. This is like the Miami Heat. There are no excuse organizations. That starts at the very top. Pat Riley, Masai Ujiri. But it's just a fact. It's just reality, right? There's a lot of upheaval there. And as you're looking for a place to play, looking for gyms, looking for homes. There's the Hall of Famer Pat Riley out of Schenectady, New York, and played at the University of Kentucky for Adolph Rupp, part of the Rupp Runts, and also drafted in the NFL by the Dallas Cowboys. although he didn't play collegiately. He was a great high school quarterback, as you can imagine. And originally selected by the San Diego Rockets before finding his way to Los Angeles with the Lakers, and left the New York Knicks. And it has been a remarkable tenure in Miami.
It's funny,
1995 on.
He started off as the radio analyst for the Los Angeles Lakers, and then
Worked with Chick Hearn.
my buddy Paul Westhead hired him as his assistant, and then when they won a championship, and then when Paul left, Pat succeeded him. Quite a run.
He was the radio analyst / traveling secretary for. He was.
I know.
For the Lakers. And
see, he was the guy that handed out the per diem.
yeah, Chick Hearn said as he sat Pat Riley down, look, here's the deal on radio. When the ball goes through the net, that's my call. When the ball gets inbounded until the ball gets to midcourt, that's your chance to talk. And Riley's like, well, you got to do that in 8 seconds. You got to do that in 8 seconds. He said, well, that's your time to talk.
Well,
Get it done. But speaking of getting it done, Miami has under Pat Riley. Here's Fred VanVleet. And VanVleet connects, and the Raptors lead here in this first quarter, 29-22. Stability when you think about Miami.
yeah.
And Eric Spoelstra in his 13th season as a head coach started in the video room, Jack.
I remember when Eric started in the league, then he got out on the road as an advanced scout, and tremendous young coach. And he's right behind Red Holtzman, the Hall of Famer, the coach of the New York Knicks, in terms of wins with one team. So Red obviously coached 2 championship teams with the Knicks in 70 and 73. And here's Eric. If he wins tonight, he ties Red, and then still has a good ways to go to catch Phil Jackson. But with the stability in Miami, I'm sure he will have the opportunity to do it, rightfully so.
When you think of organizations that are elite in player development and culture, Toronto, Miami, San Antonio. Here's Boucher. And it's happened under the watchful eye of Masai Ujiri, and then Dwayne Casey, and now Nick Nurse. There's Dragic. 29-25, Raptors by 4. McCaw finds Bembry. Bembry gets it back. McCaw, clock at 7. Boucher. McCaw looks to get rid of it, and from Del Boca Vista, Fred VanVleet.
That's a long way.
32-25, and a foul is called.
And Pat McCaw, he gets rid of the ball quick every time he gets it. Bang!
Not looking for his shot.
No, and VanVleet from another area code, as you mentioned, Matty D. Beautiful Boca Raton, not far. Splash! Fred VanVleet.
Submit your photos and videos on social media showing us how you are enjoying tonight's game using hashtag TangerineFanAngle. Winners will be featured on the broadcast. Win a Real Sports Apparel gift card, a virtual experience with a Raptors personality, all courtesy of Tangerine Bank.
I'll tell you what, Matty D, next time you're in Boca Raton, try Trattoria Romana, my favorite restaurant in Boca. Very nice. I'm just trying to help you out.
I know, but
you
I said
mentioned
I said Del Boca Vista, not Boca Raton.
Oh, I thought you mentioned Boca Raton.
Do you know where Del Boca Vista is?
I know where Boca Raton is.
I'm only laughing because it's a Seinfeld thing.
Oh,
okay. And I know you haven't watched Seinfeld, so
no.
that's why.
That happened.
And then you heard Boca, and so you thought Boca Raton.
Yeah. Well, it's a good restaurant. Check it out.
I will. What was it again? Let me write that down.
Trattoria Romana in Boca.
The departure of Chris Finch to Minnesota.
Replay rules, clear pass foul. shots plus the ball.
Clear path foul. Yep, 2 shots in the ball. 36.6 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. And Bembry will check out. And so 2 shots in the ball. Gabe Vincent, Jack, at the free throw line.
Big swing right there.
Bembry with the foul. The stats are not working from Miami.
Yeah, our board is frozen
at 23-20.
You know, the good thing is the Raptors are winning. Let's have it just freeze.
Andre Iguodala and tied up. You just mentioned it. It's a 5-0 run just in that sequence. Overall, 7-0 run, Jack.
Little token pressure now after the made shot. Just make them work to bring the ball up the floor again. Into the zone. We've seen this a lot from Miami. Token pressure into that zone. The Raptors have had issues against it.
Pascal, step back 3, tough shot. And it's batted away by Dragic, and so Raptors will have the final 5.3 seconds to try to grab the lead at the end of the first 12.
Got to attack gaps, get the ball into the paint, make 2 guys play 1.
Here we go. Good look. Norman Powell. Swish.
Ball got right into the paint. They condense, throw out, wide open.
Raptors have made 9 threes. They struggled last night shooting it. They are on fire tonight. Gavin. Johnny. And the runner doesn't go. And here's Gabe Vincent. And tied at 35.
That happens a lot, right? The offensive rebound leading to 3. There's heat back in the zone. Raptors shot 64% from 3 in the first quarter. Heat 5th from the bottom defending the long ball. And they're 4th from the bottom. They're 26th in the league in points against, so they give up a lot of...
Pascal, guarded by Adebayo. OG finds Kyle, the 3, and it doesn't go. Adebayo with opportunity to bring it across the timeline. Dragic with it. Here's Robinson, turns and fires. Good job that time. Norman Powell putting the hand in the face as Lowry tracks it down in the corner. Kyle driving, and the foul. Continuation. And he's got 14.
He getting into the body of the defender. He goes right at him, right through him. Great job going at Vincent right here.
Kyle misses the free throw. Iguodala, shot doesn't go.
Nice battle that time by Boucher, getting it.
And Boucher. Siakam and Lowry. On a kick out, OG. Norm, good closeout by Robinson. Boucher clocked down. And it's going to be Raptors ball.
Powell's got to take that little run of that little bank shot there or floated. When he got by his defender, overpassed it that time. I love the unselfishness, but when you present it with a good shot, take it. Get it up there.
Like that. Off the inbounds, the length, gather.
How good an inbounder is Kyle Lowry, though, right? I mean, just great trigger man there.
One of the best. And Dragic makes it a 1-point game with 9:44
Remember that pass?
to go.
OG Anunoby last year in the bubble, right? Lowry made that pass on the sideline out of bounds.
Miami plus 14 off of the bench. Siakam shot doesn't fall. Iguodala off and running. And the denial. Don't do that out there.
Forget about it. Get that garbage out of here. Well done.
Look at that. Only player in the NBA. And the collision, the block, Pascal, and a foul. And they're going to call it an offensive foul.
Siakam was out of control that time, going up the floor.
Adebayo swings it over to Dragic in the corner. It's Vincent, doesn't go, and Boucher gathers the rebound. And a foul is going to be charged to Miami. Yes?
Our stat monitor not working here. This reminds me of the old days as a kid, like playing in the school, in a summer league or outdoor summer league. You have to walk over to the table. How many fouls you got? How many timeouts left? I don't have any clue what anyone's statistics are right now. And you know what? I'm not all that bad with it.
Here's Pascal.
Sometimes too many numbers.
Here's Norm.
Just as long as they know the score, we're good.
Raptors by one. Norm on the take with a left. Oh, what a pretty move.
Matty D, add two more in the book. You put a little X. That gets you 2 points.
And Dragic. Air ball. Pascal is fouled by Gabe Vincent.
Well
Baines
read.
will check in. Aaron Baines. Siakam, Lowry.
Phony screen,
Boucher,
ghost screen, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes you slip it. Sometimes you just, I'm tired. I'm not going to do it this time. And defense reacts anyway.
Powell and OG. Here's Baines. 11 points last night, but overall has really struggled at the offensive end this season. Here's Robinson, and he ties it up. Another three, Jack, from Duncan Robinson.
I don't know how many he's made. Our stat monitor is down, but I know he can shoot.
He's got 12 points. Powell asking for the screen. They get the switch. Pascal now on the move. Big step, has it knocked away. Gathers. And he's going to head to the free throw line. And another foul on Gabe Vincent.
And by the way, since he's a young guy and it's bedtime, I got to give a quick shout out to Lachlan Pierce. Okay, in Niagara-on-the-Lake. They live in St. Catharines and 6 years old. So happy birthday to Lachlan. And his dad, Alan, does a great job. Adam, does a great job at Two Sisters Winery in Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Oh, so, shout out to a winery.
Well, no, his dad works at the winery, but Lachlan does.
Shout out to the son whose dad works at the winery.
Well, he's the big shot.
Yeah.
He makes the wine. So, well, happy 6th birthday, Lachlan.
Lachlan, happy birthday.
And Niagara-on-the-Lake, one of my favorite places. Yeah. It's just gorgeous.
Hopefully we'll be able to go by the summertime. 43-41. Raptors shooting 58%, we think. Raptors 9 of 15 from 3, we think. Here's Butler. Iguodala turns and fires, and he connects. And Miami now takes the lead by 1. Remember when we ran into Andre
in New York?
In New York at a restaurant after a game, and we had a conversation with him. We're talking to him. Here's Powell. I think he was thinking at that time about returning.
Yeah, we were chatting about Patrick McCaw, his former teammate from the Warriors.
And he really likes Patrick. And here's Robinson. Andre gives it up. Here's Butler. Makes a move, pulls up, and connects.
That was a really nice possession by the Heat. They unselfish, moved the ball, and the Raptors made them go into that whole thing.
Oh, Baines! Pascal Siakam throws it up off of the window on purpose, and Baines comes flying in. in for the slam dunk.
So you're saying that was a backboard pass, huh?
Yeah.
For the entrance to the games, while the fans are socially distanced, the dogs sniff the hands of the fans, checking for detection of COVID-19. If it is detected, they escort the fan and the family members to a lineup into a separate area where they offer information about how to get tested. All I know, Matt, is I need to know where I can get one of these COVID sniffing dunks.
Well, more fans allowed in the arenas in the United States. I think we'll continue to see that. Certainly come summertime with Major League Baseball. And then next fall, I think with everything happening in the U.S. with respect to the vaccines at a rapid pace, that is happening. I would imagine college. Kane Fitzgerald and Nick Nurse. And here is Jimmy Butler at the line. And Butler, a five-time All-Star. First is good.
Nick Nurse losing 5 guys off the bench tonight. So, as you mentioned, Matt, with the back-to-back.
Yep.
And a little zone action here from the Heat. Really extended to protect the perimeter, right? The three-point shooting.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that in the first 2 meetings. Here's Kyle. Deep three. Good! Kyle Lowry connects from distance. He's got 17 of the 48.
But they keep pushing you further away, and they keep making you take more long, difficult shots. Got to get some things inside to kick out.
48-48 as we head to the 5-minute mark. And Andre Iguodala, how about Andre Iguodala knocking down that shot?
He had 13 against Toronto back on January 20th, so he played well against them when they played, and he's got 9 again tonight. Took advantage of that.
Peter, 5 of 9 from 3 here in the quarter. And Adebayo with a slam dunk. Stanley Johnson, McCall, Lowry, OG Anunoby.
That was too easy. He just went right by Lowry, going to his strong hand, and now you got to bring help. And he's such a good guard him up front and take away that right hand, get him to go the other way.
Kyle kicks it. Here's Van Vliet with his shot blocked by Nunn. Stanley gets back in the reverse layup by Robinson, and it's a 7-0 run.
And Vliet's had 2 jump shots blocked tonight, and obviously their point of emphasis, get out. He's such a great shooter. Make him shoot everything contested, and now they chase him off the line, and Van Vliet gets into the body of Kelly Olynyk, and now he'll shoot 2.
Van Vliet, the first is good.
Look at
from
that.
the free throw line.
Look at that, Matt.
Yep.
14 points off of 7 turnovers, so opportunistic.
And Fred able to get both.
Heater, 10th in the league in that category, scoring off of your turnovers. About 18 a game.
11 points now for Fred. 5-point game. Bam Adebayo steps into it, Jack. And it's a 7-point game once again with 3:35 to go.
Jimmy Butler, 5 assists, doing a beautiful job hooking people up.
And Stanley Johnson has it rounded in and out.
This is what they want you to do. Long shots, long rebounds, get out and run.
How about the defense? Fred Van Vliet, and the help comes with McCall. Nunn can shoot the 3, and he connects. This is the largest lead for the Heat.
That was an excellent possession. They doubled the post, right? Swing, swing. Good look. Beat the defensive rotation. That's outstanding team basketball by Miami.
Pass picked off by Butler. And it's going to be a 12-point lead now for the Miami Heat. And we have a whistle.
Okay.
And it looks like there's a timeout on the floor. And yes.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Jimmy Butler is guarding the guy you're passing it to. Think twice. Pass fake.
Yeah.
Send him back door. Dribble handoff. Do something. When you're going against a guy who's an elite defender like that, who anticipates, understands where you're going next, and shoots the gap, gets in passing lanes, and he's impacting winning. 8 points, 5 assists, 4 boards, 2 assists. Excuse me. 3 steals, excuse me. Updated.
Powell pulls up and the jumper doesn't go. Raptors down 12. It's a 16-5 run by Miami, Jack. Again, it's one of those, just hang in there. There's a whistle, and let's see if it's a defensive 3-second violation or it's going to be a foul to Pascal Siakam. And so Pascal Siakam commits the foul. I believe that's his second. It's showing 1, but I'm just adding a second one to it. And yes, I'm being told it is his second. Now that's his third, and that's an issue with 2:18 remaining here in the second quarter.
And he's had a tough night tonight. 5 points on 1 of 5 shooting. And as you mentioned, Matt, interesting to see what Nick Nurse does now with the 3rd foul. But now he's in there. Yep.
And Butler finds Olynyk. Here's Dragic, double figures off of the bench. He's got 13.
Stepped slow on that coverage that time defensively. And the Raptors help, but they're not able to get back out to shooters, and the Heat just rolling out the 3-point line.
Here's Boucher, and Chris Boucher lets it fly. 65-53, Anunoby. Good job by Pascal, staying in his stance. OG now on him. Olynyk, no place to go. Dragic, first game back after missing 9, none. Dragic, and that doesn't go, batted out. And controlled by Nunn on the inside, and Pascal with it. 1:20 remaining in the first half. Siakam drives, and it's going to be a blocking foul.
That helps. Wow.
Let's see if there's a coach's challenge on this or if they let it go, because
after review, challenge is successful.
Yep.
Ball's been overturned to an offensive foul on Siakam.
Correct call.
and that's his 4th.
You know, it's interesting when you go through scatter report, you also know that Siakam is a lot more of a passer these days. He's got 4 assists tonight. He's averaging over 6.5 in the last 6 games. So in your scatter report, you tell guys, hey, look, particularly when he's driving it, he's thinking as much pass as he is drive, right? So if you can get in the lane and take it, he's going to go in a little bit out of control. He's looking to make plays in the lane, and good job there by Olynyk.
So Pascal, that's a tough play too, right? You're up in the air and trying to distribute
And
it.
you got to know you got 3 fouls. If you're going to stay, you know, and that coach trusts you to leave you in there, you got to be conservative.
And Bam Adebayo, jumper doesn't go, batted around. Offensive rebound, Miami. Here's Nunn, push shot doesn't go, and Norman Powell. With Lowry, Boucher, Van Vliet, and OG. Corner 3, good.
Nice set up that time by Lowry and getting into the lane and finding that open spot. Again, they're really protecting in the zone out front.
And knocked away. Powell with 8 points.
Sucked in on the help, and you get the open 3. Really good read, playmaking that time by Lowry.
Robinson, the closeout with Van Vliet there. Here's Dragic. Flips it over to Adebayo and gets it back up fake. And a little bit of space and a good presence by Boucher. But there's going to be a foul on OG Anunoby, I believe. I don't know if that was actually on OG. And they're going to give it to Kyle Lowry. And Bam Adebayo's first free throw doesn't go. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on TSN. Our crew's doing a great job trying to work with that. It's actually on the Miami end through the NBA. John Russin is...
He's the best in the business.
He's working hard tonight to provide those graphics for you at home. So shout out to Johnny Rocket. And the jumper doesn't go. Raptors down 10, 66-56. And you know what? Midway through the second quarter, they really didn't play well. 8-17, a game high. Fred with 11. They need some productivity out of that front line. Here's OG backing in on Bam, muscling his way in. Bam denies. They get it back. Lowry clocked down, creating, and it's going to be a shot clock violation.
Nice play that time by Bam, and that chewed up a lot of time on the clock. You're getting the ball in deep where you want it, but nice individual play by Bam.
10-point lead for the Heat. They've won 3 in a row. And against Sacramento, the Lakers, and OKC. Off-balance shot. Robinson scooped up by Kyle.
All right, Matty, I got the jacket off. I'm ready.
You're ready to go. You got the tie undone.
Tie undone.
Here's OG and an air ball.
Just got to get some Raptor juice going, a little mojo going here.
Robinson turns and fires. And the shot doesn't fall as Kyle now will step into the transition three. He's got 20. Don't poke the bear. As Kyle Lowry makes it a 7-point game.
Here we go on the third cup of green tea here, Matty D. I'm ready.
The double cups.
5 boards as well, 3 assists to go along with 20 points. High-end accuracy from him this evening.
And a offensive foul. And Duncan Robinson doesn't like the call. Raptors right there, 7-point game. They're 10 for 23 from three-point range of the Miami Heat. The Raptors are 13 for 23 from three-point range. Big numbers.
Over half of the shots have come from three for both teams.
And how about Lowry? He is right now feeling good. And he's got 22.
And he's had some tough games against the Heat during his career. So this is a encouraging night for him.
Butler. And defense on the inside. Here's Fred quickly from Kyle. Shovel pass. Norm goes end line. And OG with it. And Bam Adebayo is such a huge presence. But Anunoby with a left hand able to finish 7-0 run.
Getting the ball deep against that defense again, against that zone. Don't settle. Game, getting them back in it. Striking distance. Raptors show zone here now, Matt.
Butler. And it rattles out.
Man down, advantage.
Van Vliet.
There it is.
Pascal to Norm. Butler hustling back. Cuts him off, but OG connects, and it's a 10-0 run by Toronto.
Good job by Paolo. He drives it. Butler back into play, but then Anunoby, right, gets the open corner shot. Zone again.
Butler ends the run, and their first 2 points of the second half.
Nice pass that time behind the zone. You got to know what's behind you, right? See man, see ball. Particularly that man in your area in the zone. Little staggered action that time for Lowry.
OG. Here's Pascal now backing in on Olynyk. Cut off. Pascal, remember, playing with 4 fouls. Clock down. Kyle spinning over Jimmy. Oh! 24! 7 in the quarter.
Talk about buckets. That's a big-time bucket right there. Bucket. Wow, what a tough shot. Over a good defender.
On the inside. And here's Butler. And Butler has the 5 points for Miami.
Butler on the season has not shot it well from 3. Coming into the game, 16% from behind the arc. He does it inside. He can pass it, rebound it, defend, score.
And a tough angle for Van Vliet. 71-68.
Bam, so mobile. Mobile shot blocker.
Duncan Robinson.
Hey, Butler made that play, right? The dribble penetration. And Robinson does such a nice job just drifting into the area where he's at the opportunity right off the penetration to catch and put it right up there.
Butler with 6 assists. Powell, now nice feed by Kyle.
Well, he got to the second level, Kyle Lowry, right? He got by Robinson on the baseline, drew the help, and Powell, they played together so long, read the penetration and cut right to the spot. Good team play.
Butler on the inside, doesn't go. Adebayo, Crockett and Jones.
So was that show
and
on
a
the
foul on OG Anunoby.
Was that show on
Tubbs,
before
Crockett.
Seinfeld? After
Yeah, maybe
Seinfeld?
Crockett and Tubbs. That was actually pre.
So in my era, maybe.
Well, no, but because you, as we've talked about before, anything post 1980 that was on TV, that's when you were in the coaching grind.
Yep, no time for anything.
Yeah, the only thing you were watching was tape.
Lots
Although I
of
think some fans said they'd get you the DVDs of Seinfeld, but I think you may need the VHSs, actually. Trapped in the corner. Here's Siakam. And Butler with it.
more energy after that timeout from Miami right there. Flying around a little more defensively, and Butler taking over here in this playmaking.
And a good job by Kelly Olynyk.
Another assist by Butler. He's got 7 now. Hitting the cutting Olynyk.
8-point lead. The response from Miami. OG with a slam dunk.
All right, got to pick up the defense and start getting Butler under control. 13 points, 6 boards, 7 assists, and he's making all the plays for the teammates.
Good closeout by Pascal. Olynyk spinning. Loses it. Van Vliet was right there. Adebayo doubled. Shot clock down. And Kelly's shot doesn't go. Butler on the offensive glass. And a good job by Powell. But Adebayo spinning in a slam dunk.
What a move that time. Siakam went one way with a steal, and he just spun right off that.
Heat on a 12-4 run, Jack. Lowry in the corner. Here's Norm. Cut off. Trying to step around Kelly Olynyk, and he's out of bounds.
Good help defense that time by Olynyk on the baseline, and here it is right here. A little spinorama this time right here. Whoop. Now you see me, now you don't. Beautiful move by Bam Adebayo. Mid-screener roll right down the gut. And Robinson stunts back to the shooter.
None with Butler, Olynyk, Robinson, and Precious Machua. And here's Robinson, and a miss. Van Vliet with Anunoby, Siakam, Powell, and Terrence Davis. Can he provide a second-half lift? Pascal. And in the corner, up fake, steps into the 2, and he connects. It's a 6-point game.
That was good offense and good defense, right? The Raptors moved the ball well, got a good shot. Miami would not allow them to get a 3, right? They chased them off the line, and good counter that time by Powell. Feet set, elevation 2.
Raptors shooting 8 of 12 here in the third, and none, and a foul on OG. That's going to be his 3rd, Jack.
Still counts on the board. Chip away. Sometimes singles, other times doubles, triples. It's all good. Better than those empty trips.
None.
None. I mentioned before how he played against the Raptors. 28, 22 points in the first 2 games. A little quieter tonight.
Free throw disparity. Raptors have been used to that. And Powell cut off. Boucher left open. And it doesn't go.
And Matt, I don't know if it's the whistle or anything. I mean, Miami's playing a lot of zone, and they're paint protection oriented, so they're going to force you to take a lot of perimeter shots.
Yeah. I don't know if that was the case against Philadelphia.
No. I mean, I'm watching. Yeah. There's been a few calls here and there, but overwhelmingly.
No, tonight. Yeah. Raptors have taken just 18 shots in the paint, but I'll say this. Here's Davis with a three that doesn't go, and Boucher. Raptors were plus in points in the paint last night, and that didn't matter as far as getting to the line. They were plus on the big side, points in the paint. Here's Powell. Boucher with it. Siakam. It's a quick move. Finds Davis opposite, and the three doesn't go. So Davis 0-2 from three. Raptors down 8. And a foul on Davis.
It's interesting. Davis, 6 of 13 from behind the arc in the last 3 games, and he's the 11th guy to come in tonight for the Raptors. And Raptors minus 18 off the bench tonight on a back-to-back 28-10. And
it's tough.
You know, when you're not getting a lot of pop from your bench. And it's interesting, though, you have Embry, who had been starting. He played 5 minutes. Patrick McCaw played 8 ahead of Davis. So Nick Nurse trying to mix and match different combinations, and hasn't worked out for him tonight.
Iguodala, another three.
Well, he's had 2 really good games against the Raptors.
Back to a double-digit lead. Baines over to Fred. Van Vliet, three-pointer, too strong. Baines, second chance for Toronto. Fred thinks about it. Nunn right there, and a foul is going to be charged to Kendrick Nunn.
Breaking it down. And now we have the 12th Raptor in the game here. We got Matt Thomas now. So Nick Nurse just going deep.
Well, he's got to.
Going into his bullpen.
Got to find something. And a shot clock violation.
You know,
bench, as you mentioned, just hasn't provided a lift.
It's interesting. These 2 teams are number 1 and 2 in points in the paint defense in the league. They hit both teams to right around 40 points. Miami with 28 paint points. Toronto with only 20. So they both of them really try to encourage a lot of perimeter shots, and the Heat just a little better job at it, and the Raptors just not getting any productivity from a number of places.
Davis
struggling against that zone on many possessions.
Attacking. Thomas back up top. A good look.
Nice pass.
And a foul.
Because they're really covering the entire perimeter. So you got to be able to get the ball, top of the key, elbow areas, corners, right?
Pressure. And a foul, Jack.
And sometimes
on Davis.
Sometimes screening against the zone is helpful too, because you distort the fronts, right? And now you're in a zone, but you got to have man principles and communication, and sometimes that gets them out of whack. Set actions against it, both in the interior and on the perimeter.
It is amazing in the NBA how it'll freeze an offense, right? And you hear coaches all the time just run your stuff. Don't worry, right? Just go ahead and run your stuff.
It's interesting you say that. I don't even know if it's a word, but like man-to-man offense is kind of like rhythmic. I don't even know if it's a word, but there's flow to it. You know, it's like
if they could see you now, they'd understand, because you're speaking to it through the body language that you're showing.
I'm like an Italian here talking with my hands. I'm married to one. She talks all the time with her hands. But my point is, there's flow to it. And then when it's zone offense, it's more like probing, A to B, B to C, connect the dots, and it's a little bit more analytical, and it freezes you a little bit.
Yeah.
But you got to get flow in it, and again, sometimes you just got to attack it with some screens. That time they try to set a high ball screen against it. I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Yeah, you are. Gabe Vincent, now maybe that's just because I'm watching you do all of the movements, but you are 87-77.
You get my point.
I totally get your point, and so do the fans.
Not true.
Yeah,
I don't feel like... Why are we listening to this guy? The guy was 100 and 154 in his career. He's a complete idiot.
But it was a good career, Jack.
I don't know about that, but try my best at this one.
Come on,
Hack it away.
Eastern on TSN 4.
I was out there early. I think the Leafs tied it up 1-1, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what's going on.
They ended up winning 2-1 in overtime.
Nylander with the winning goal, Matty DC. So
look at you. He had both goals in front.
How about that? Good for him. All right. Watch some hockey earlier here.
Calgary's 9-9, 9-9-2, and Leafs are 15-4-2. And Boucher with it. 87-78. Heading to the middle mark of the third, and tons of contact.
Yeah, look at them all come to the lane, to the drive.
I have a feeling that Fred Tamar is going to put his feet up. He's headed to 30 minutes already here in the third. On the second night of a back-to-back, you have Houston back in Tampa on Friday. And as I mentioned, 4 games remaining in the first half in the second half schedule. 8 back-to-backs in it, 35 games, 67 days. Jack and I typically, when the schedule comes out, you kind of look at it and see exactly...
Where am I going to dinner?
Yeah, where you're going, where you are with... when it's birthdays in the house and family birthdays and all that sort of stuff.
No, we're here.
We'll be here in Toronto, so...
What do you think? Maybe if the Raptors make the playoffs, maybe they'll
I would think
fly us to Tampa for the playoffs. I mean, we got to be there for that.
I would think. 87-80, 45.7.
Get my flip-flops. Put about 100 sunscreen on. This fair Irish skin here.
Raptors' second game of a back-to-back. They've been so good in years past, and I think this year. I mean, it's understandable, right? I mean, the depth, and then also learning about your team, and not having Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol, that affects that right there.
Yeah, it does. Well, those guys are, proven professional commodities, and now you're kind of just breaking guys in and reworking chemistry and all those little things, the little subtle factors.
Davis, the 3, steps into it.
2-possession game here, right? And you got the 2-for-1. The Raptors love to attack in that 2-for-1 zone. They're aggressive, hunting down shots there.
Iguodala sends it now to Vincent. Robinson over to Vincent, trying to get a little bit of room, and a 3 is good over Thomas.
Gotta be kidding me.
92-83. Here's Fred. Slips, scoops it up, puts up the shot, and it's good. Fakes him out, Jack. Sliding into home. He's safe.
How many crazy shots is this guy going to hit? Oh, they have their feet off the table now, huh?
Yeah.
Grinding it out there in the studio.
Absolutely. Here in Toronto at Scotiabank Arena, the Raptors and the Heat are in Miami, and a foul is going to be charged to Goran Dragic and Kyle Lowry right there. 7-point game. Dragic doesn't like the call. He's been a key factor off of the bench. He's got 15 points. Iguodala has a dozen. Boucher with 11 for the Raptors. That's been helpful right now. Anunoby, Lowry, Baines, Davis, and Matt Thomas. OG
stepped out.
Yeah, good defense by the Miami Heat.
Yep, and we see that at least once a game in the NBA, guys stepping out on the side.
Looks like Jimmy Butler's getting worked on. And get any information on that, we will certainly pass it along to you. Adebayo. Look at Robinson. Crowded. Gabe Vincent. I tell you what, the bench for Miami's really shooting lights out from three.
Yeah, 3 threes from Vincent. 2 big ones here late.
They've made 9 threes off of the bench. Second night of a back-to-back. Raptors really searching for some help. And there's Baines with a slam dunk.
Way to get
back to 8.
The middle, right? Work the elbows, work the foul line area, the baseline. They're all out front. Hard front. You got to attack it even and get things down on the secondary level against the zone.
Dragic at the end of the clock doesn't go. Kyle scoops it up. Lowry, shot doesn't go. Robinson, and a foul, and it's going to be on Davis.
I mean, they really, and it starts at the top when a guy like Butler has got 8 assists and Bam's got 4. Those guys, they set the tone. They're the 2 best guys, and they share it because everyone else shares it.
Bam Adebayo underneath.
Another assist.
Back to 10.
But the pass is cool, right? And when the pass is cool on your team, it's infectious.
Oh, Baines delivers. That it is. 2 teams that work hard, too, Jack, defensively.
Yep, well coached.
Yep.
Best teams I've been around, when your best players are selfless and they pass it, usually everyone follows suit.
Back to back? No. Here's Dragic. Under 9 minutes ago in the
That was a Baines heat check there.
It was. Here's Bam. Doesn't fall, and Baines with it to Davis. 7-point game. Kyle. He's got 24. Thomas, a closeout. The length of Robinson. Davis. Good.
They did a great. Yeah. And got a great chance, I'll mention it.
Baines.
Well, I'll mention it to you now. I'm talking about defense. I'll never forget, I was a high school coach starting my career, and I was at a coaching clinic. And Bob Knight, the Hall of Fame coach from Indiana, was asked the question early in the season, if you had to prioritize one thing over the other, getting ready for an early season game, what would it be? He said, definitely your offense. Because your defense takes time, it takes accountability, it takes repetition. It's really nuanced, and right, and getting guys to buy into playing, challenging guys, figuring out which guys are going to do it for you, who you can trust, and the defense usually comes along later. And I think you can see that as this team has gotten better as the season's gone on, and they've also gotten better as games go on in terms of the tactical adjustments. What are the points of emphasis? What are you taking away? And it's always stuck with me that, if you, what's this NBA season like, right? I mean, you get thrown into it, you're playing games like a week later, so it's your defense is going to look bad for a while. So if your offense can get it going early, it's going to carry in early season games.
Davis rises up, doesn't go.
And the Raptors were 2-8, their offense wasn't good. And then, how's your defense going to be any good when you're running back all the time off of misses or turnovers?
Butler, double, cutting, Olynyk, and there's a whistle.
Assist. By the way, I got an opportunity to coach against Bob Knight, and when I was the head coach at Niagara. At Indiana, we got our, doors blown off. Obviously, OG Anunoby, an Indiana guy. But needless to say, one of my many losses at Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Indiana.
And the denial. Here is Van Vliet with a three that doesn't go. And if you ever have a chance to go see a game at Assembly Hall, do it.
Cool experience.
It is. It was built as a hall, really, to do concerts and perform and performances. And none. There's a foul there. It's a 7-point lead for Miami, but plenty of time left here.
Just feel like you're playing uphill tonight. It's just
it's second night of a back-to-back.
That's why Nick Nurse is just trying as many combinations as possible. There you go.
And he's going back to. And Fred, the first free throw is good for the 5 starters in double digits. Only Pascal not in this struggle time. Played a ton of minutes last night, 42 plus.
Man, isn't it funny? You look at Fred Van Vliet and OG Anunoby, just cold-blooded, like really not a lot of facial respect. You know, just the body language. They're dialed in all the time. I love their focus and maturity.
So Boucher
all business, man.
The other 4 starters. And it's out of bounds. No, you're so right. And, you know, Fred, literally, as I mentioned years ago, steady Freddie, you know. And
Freddie fundamental.
Yeah, he's
sound.
Lived up to that. He's a tremendous leader.
A lot of mature guys. So you look at Norm Powell, he's all business. Of course, we know that Kyle Lowry. Chris Boucher. Right? He's out there. He's taking no prisoners out there. He's a great competitor.
Olynyk gets it back. Butler guarded by Kyle. Spinning into the double. Here's none. And it doesn't go. Boucher now to Kyle. Lowry with 24.
Nice.
Fred's got 18. Here's Powell cut off.
Big trip here. Get into a possession here.
Van Vliet up top. Fred. Double comes. Turns a corner. Sends it opposite. 3 is good. All on time.
Well, they sent the random double Iguodala on Van Vliet. He kept the dribble alive. Searching, and he finds the opposite corner. What a great play by Fred Van Vliet. Don't quit on your dribble there. Probe, attack, make plays.
Olynyk finds Butler. Butler spots up. Gets it right back.
He has been great tonight, man. I mean, nothing short of great. On both ends, defense, offense, playmaking, whatever category you want to draw up, he's been sensational.
Here, a triple-double. 16.7 rebounds, 9 assists, and then Norm throws it away. There's a steal. That's his third. And Butler's got the last 5 for Miami.
Right? Opportunities multiply as they're seized. They die as they're neglected.
Fred Van Vliet seizes the moment.
You ain't kidding. How about that? He tagged my quote, and then you brought it right to fruition, Matty D. This is like magical television here. I think Socrates said that, one of those guys.
Turnover. The great defense by Van Vliet, and then back to Miami.
2-possession game. Dig in on the D here.
Up top. And here
numbers.
We go.
You got numbers.
And Miami gets back, and Lowry gets fouled.
Well earned, well deserved. He'd love a
W.
A W. Outscoring by 5 the rest of the way. You get it.
3:33 to go. Fred double clutch off the iron, and Butler handles it.
He had Olynyk coming over to help, and just went with the first option. And
Jimmy buckets.
Stone cold, man. You make a mistake, and he makes you pay. That's why he makes, right? You bring in elite talent, they deliver for you. Doesn't get it, and then here comes Jimmy Butler. Look at this right here. Kyle drops back. And Jimmy Butler, it's just been clinical tonight. Just good team offense. I mean, think about it, too. 30 assists to 10 turnovers. That's 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. That's high end.
And what's interesting, too, Miami attempts the fewest shots a game. Here's OG, turns and fires. Short.
Well, they wanted it in the middle of the zone. I tell you what, Iguodala at the top of the zone, too. He's done a great job on his closeouts, and he's got really long arms, right? The length, the quickness, and he's such a savvy perimeter defender. He takes out a lot of options for you.
And a foul on a night in which the Raptors really needed their bench.
What firepower you're bringing off, and now you got to stagger groups, and you really got to consider personnel groupings. How are you going to mix and match? You know, how many guys of my elite players do I need to have on the floor to prop up the other guys, right? I mean, those are all considerations that a coaching staff has, not only before the game when you talk substitution pattern, but within game when the bullets are really flying and you got to feel the game. And Nick Nurse and his staff do a beautiful job of that. And but hey, give these guys credit on the other end. They've done a nice job countering that. Again, Iguodala, that length at the point of attack in that zone, does a really good job at the top of the 1-2-2.
Foul on the floor there. They're going to say no continuation. Saying a foul on the floor. Norman Powell can't believe it.
You know, excellent pedigree. I mean, he's worked for Coach Riley. He's worked for my buddy Stan Van Gundy as well. And he's paid his dues as a coach. And that's a tough one, Matt. I agree with you on that.
9-point game.
And at high 1-2-2, Iguodala at the point of it.
Norm rises up. 3 doesn't go. Batted out. Van Vliet tapped Iguodala. Loose ball diving for it. Kyle.
He still brings that, and he's just wonderful in terms of his ability to get positionally to where you want to go next.
Butler sticks it.
Hey, take your hat off.
It's the Butler.
Yeah, he's legit, man.
He's got 12 in the quarter. It's back to 11 under 2 minutes to go. Lowry, drive, kick, corner. And in the corner, shot doesn't go. OG quickly. Here's Norman. Miami gets back, a little spin dribble, double. Lowry to the cutter. OG slam dunk.
Great recognition. They double right to Lowry, and then the cutter. Just good recognition. Play him straight up here now. Right? Just got to be solid.
Butler has their last 12. 2-possession game, 1:10 left.
A lot of switching going on here.
Doubled, Adebayo, and a jump ball is called.
An interesting decision here by Eric Spoelstra. This .7, do you concede the tap, right? Because you got to, literally it's got to be boom and then get rid of it. Are you better off conceding it and getting your 5 guys back? Let's see what he does here.
Taps it to Jimmy. He'll catch and shoot. Off the back of the iron. Offensive rebound.
Well, they pulled it off. Won that tap and got rid of it quick.
OG on Butler. And the shot too strong and another. And there's a buzzer. And I think it's still going to be Miami basketball.
So,
There was not a shot clock violation, I don't think.
How good has Adebayo been on the offensive glass? Shot goes up. Look, you got 2 guys cracking down on him.
It definitely went off the rim.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, and so it's going to be Miami ball.
Bam with 6 offensive boards, and I'm not sure if he gets credit for one there, but
when you have that crowd around him,
yeah,
right?
because now the ball just flies out of there. He might not even hit it, but it just you can't get 2 hands on it, and creates dead ball rebounds, creates all sorts of bad dynamics for your defense.
And it's tough too because, as we've pointed out, Raptors 30th in the league in the rebounding. Miami not much better; they're 28th, but
Well,
still, it's tough there because you're sending two players down low at Bam, and as you mentioned, the ball comes out and nobody's around, none. And Raptors 5 games in 7 nights, and they played well, haven't they?
They've played really well, and they're just giving it all their all tonight. And this is the nature of the schedule. And if Nick Nurse going forward, which I'm totally cool with, goes with this starting lineup, then I think developing substitution pattern and a pecking order with that second unit and some guys emerging, it's a kind of a different flow now when you start bringing guys into games.
Ball hit the rim. Miami retains possession.
Thank you, Kane. Starting next week, the clock starts to tick now on the trade deadline.
Yeah, and the buyout market.
So there's going to be a lot of things happening because there's a lot of teams right now in the mix.
Ooh, boy.
Right? So it's going to be interesting to see who decides, to do a deal, right?
Yeah.
And it's not because there's a lot of teams probably that believe, hey, look, if we add a player and we can make a run.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting who's the buyers
and who are the sellers. Yeah.
And there could be a lot of holders, too.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
on the inside, Adebayo.
Well, your two best players dial it up, and they make the plays.
Yeah. And that was a third opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Nick Nurse said this prior to the start of the game regarding Miami, to your point. Here's Kyle, gets it back, quick trigger 3, doesn't go, and it's going to be out of bounds. He said, you'll have to go through these guys eventually to get to where you want to go in this conference. And, they've gone through a lot, health and safety protocols. They have numerous injuries. The trap, and it's going to be off of Jimmy Butler, and the Raptors staying alive with 20 seconds to go.
And Matt, I'll say this. I think if you're the Raptors, even though you shoot 50% from the field tonight, you turned it over a lot. And keep it. The teams are going to throw some more zone at them. You gotta solve the zone. And now, obviously, Miami can play it better than a lot of other teams. For many teams, it's not their strength, and they don't have the same personnel that Miami has. And they're not as well coached in some circumstances Miami is. But I think for the Raptors, it's just another opportunity to learn. They've had some issues in the past with Miami's zone, and it's all part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
But, hey, you got a winnable game Friday night at home against Houston. And, you got Chicago coming in Sunday. They're starting to show a little life. Just dig down and finish these last 4 games before the break as best as you can and put your best foot forward. Because even in defeat tonight, just like last night,
you're right there.
They're right there. And I have a...
I still think a lot of eyeballs on Brooklyn.
It's funny, too.
So.
You kind of look at how the NFL was, and late in the season, teams, whatever level you are, you kind of find it, but it takes time. And I'm seeing this in the NBA, too. Just a lot of teams are scuffling right now with a lot of the challenges you just spoke about. But I just think, too, it's just... And we've both been through 2 lockout years, 50 games, 66 games. This has a totally different feel than those. It's just hard to get a real feel for it.
And you can't discount, the Raptors having to pick up and move.
No, you're right. Ain't easy.
No. And you could say, hey, it's Tampa and the weather's great and there's no state income tax and you get all of that and that's nice, but it's not Toronto. It's not home. It's not what you know. It's not the rims It's not the practice court,
Here's the other thing. Raptors are top 5 in the league every year in attendance.
Yeah.
They have a great home court advantage.
Yeah.
And the buzz in this city, the buzz in this province, the buzz across Canada for the Toronto Raptors, when you compare that to the other 20-time teams, this is an elite franchise in that category, and the players feed off of that, whether they're at home. And when they go play road games, Matt, if we were in Miami tonight, there'd be 4,000 or 5,000 Raptor fans there. So think of the Raptors when they play in Detroit. That's a home game.
Yeah.
So just add all those things up, and this team feeds a lot off of that stuff, which are all good things both years. So this year, it's not an advantage in their pocket.
No.
Got to play through it.
And they have up to this point. And the Toronto Raptors fall on the second night of a back-to-back.
Well, congratulations to Eric Spoelstra as well. He tied Red Holtzman, the Hall of Famer, for most wins with his own team, the head coach.
And a lot of respect between these two organizations and the players.